All right, meanwhile, President Joe Biden at odds over the definition of a recession with a former Democratic president. Watch.
Mr. President, what do you think about a recession?
Well, a recession is 2 quarters in a row of negative growth.
Critics are all over the White House over this recession flap, including a new billboard from advocacy group the Job Creators Network, calling out President Biden for refusing to call our economic downturn a recession. Alfredo Ortiz, the president and CEO of the Job Creators Network, joining us now, along with Democratic strategist Sarah Norman. All right, so why did you make the billboard?
Sandra, thank you very much for having me. Out of sheer frustration, actually, is why we put up that billboard. Our members and Americans just across the country are just sick and tired of all the malarkey that's being put out, especially that past week by the president and the White House and the rest of the administration. You know what they say, Sandra, that the first step to recovery is admitting you have a problem. And I think it's due time that the president and the rest of the administration admit they have a problem, and it's called a recession.
You know, what was the point, Sarah, in denying what is a traditionally accepted view of a recession, and that is 2 straight quarters of economic decline, which we are living in, and by definition, we have entered a recession in this country, when it really gave many, or the president's critics, I should say, the opportunity to say, here's something else you got wrong?
I think the spirit of what he's saying is that we are not in catastrophe. Yes, the economy has declined for 2 quarters. At the same time, unemployment, for example, is at its lowest in 22 years. So if you want to say it's a mild recession, fine. If you want to say, no, the economy isn't doing badly enough, fine. No one cares about a bunch of politicians having a slapping fight over technical definitions. We care about what they're doing to help. So Biden and Democrats in Congress have introduced bills to bring manufacturing back to the U.S., to repair a crumbling infrastructure, and to address specific problems like the baby formula shortage.
Well, that's not going so well. That's not going so well, Sarah, and that's not an opinion. Almost everywhere you look, and I want to get Alfredo back in here, almost everywhere you look, people are suffering. And this is real economic pain for the American people, suffering through this historic time of inflation. And this is a White House that looks out of touch for not acknowledging that, Alfredo.
Yeah, absolutely right, Sandra. I mean, you know, first they started talking about inflation being transitory. Now they're saying that this is a transition phase of the economy. This is not a transition. These are Americans that are hurting, whether you're talking a small business owner, whether you're talking to Main Street America, just across the board, people are hurting. Look, and if Joe Biden and the rest of the administration don't want to use the word recession, Sandra, I have a much better word for them. Let's call it stagflation, because that's actually now what we are in. A recession marked with also high inflation. I mean, so now that's what we're actually looking at. And the quicker they actually admit that there is a problem here, Sandra, the quicker I think we can get a solution. And I'm sorry, this Inflation Reduction Act is a joke. It does nothing to reduce inflation whatsoever. It does nothing to reduce the deficit.
I got to get 10 seconds to Sarah here. She's nodding her head. Go ahead, Sarah. 10 seconds.
Look, Republicans have voted to go against every bill that Democrats have done to try to make this better, because they know the more Americans suffer, the more they can blame Biden.
Well, I'm running out of time, but the point is that they're trying to address problems created by this White House. Inflation is the White House's own creating. You can make the case the Federal Reserve, who got it wrong as well. All right, we're out of time. Thanks for the debate, and thanks to both of you for joining us. Appreciate it. That'll do it for us today. Thanks so much.